Okay, let's dive right into this. Think of any really successful company, right? It's kind of like a high-performance car. On the outside, you see this sleek, fast machine, but inside, there's a super sophisticated dashboard giving the driver all the critical info they need. Well, today, we're going to look at that internal dashboard, the tools that tell a company not just where it's been, but exactly where it needs to go next.
So it's a pretty simple question on the surface, isn't it? How do the best of the best consistently leave their competition in the dust? Is it just, having a cooler product? Or maybe a flashier ad campaign? Or is there something deeper going on?
And here's the secret. Winning in business, it's an inside job. It really is. It's about having this deep, almost obsessive understanding of your own operations. Every single cost, every process, every little bit of potential. See, they don't just react to the market. They shape their response because they have this incredible internal knowledge.
Now, to navigate that inner game, businesses rely on two absolutely vital tools that act like their internal compass: cost accounting and managerial accounting. And these aren't just for the number crunchers in the finance department, no way. They are the very foundation of strategic decision-making for the entire company.
First up, let's talk about the foundation. That's cost accounting. I mean, before you can make any smart moves, you have to know the score, right? And in business, the score is knowing precisely what it costs you to do, well, everything.
So what is it really? Well, cost accounting is this meticulous process of just digging into the numbers. It's like detective work, honestly. You're tracking down every single expense, from the raw materials you buy to the light bill, to get this crystal clear picture of your cost structure. It's all about looking at what already happened, the cold, hard facts.
But cost accounting isn't just about counting beans. It's about organizing them so they actually mean something. It starts by finding all the costs, and then it sorts them out. For example, you have fixed costs. Think about the rent on your factory. You pay that every month, whether you make one thing or a million things. Then you have variable costs, like the steel you use to make those things. The more you produce, the more you spend. Once you understand that mix, you can get a real handle on controlling expenses, which lets you set the right price and build a budget that's based on reality, not just wishful thinking.
Okay, so if cost accounting tells you what happened, then managerial accounting is all about deciding what to do about it. It takes that solid foundation of data and uses it to look to the future. Right. So managerial accounting takes all that beautiful factual data from cost accounting and basically transforms it into a roadmap. This is where the past literally meets the future. And this stuff isn't for outsiders or investors. It's a strategic weapon used only by the management team to figure out what's coming next.
And this is what they get. It's their playbook. They get performance reports that show them which products are making the most money. They get forecasts to try and predict future sales. And they get these deep dive analyses that help them answer the really tough questions like, hey, should we buy this new machine? Or can we actually afford to expand into Europe? It's all about making informed moves.
Now, it's so important to get this. These two are not rivals. They're partners. They're in this symbiotic relationship. One without the other is, well, it's kind of useless. One gives you the facts, the other tells you what to do with them, and together they push the whole business forward.
And this slide just lays it out perfectly. You've got cost accounting looking in the rearview mirror, focusing on past data to control what's happening now. Then you've got managerial accounting looking out the windshield, focused on the future to guide strategy. See, you absolutely need both. You have to control your costs to have a future, and you need a good strategy to make that future a profitable one.
And here's how that partnership actually works in the real world. First, cost accounting goes out and gathers all the raw data. Then, that data gets turned into easy-to-read performance reports. Management takes those reports, looks at all their options, and then bam, they make a strategic decision. It's a really clear, logical path from just raw numbers to actual real-world action.
All right, theory is great and all, but let's see how this powerful partnership actually works in practice at one of the most efficient manufacturing companies on the entire planet.
Yep, we're talking about Toyota. For decades, these guys have been the absolute gold standard for operational excellence. And believe me, their internal accounting systems are a huge, huge reason why. So at the very heart of Toyota's success is its legendary just-in-time system, or JIT. Their cost accounting is just relentless. They track the price of every single bolt and the time of every single worker. But this data isn't just for some spreadsheet. No, it fuels a powerful managerial strategy. We are not going to have giant warehouses full of expensive parts just sitting around gathering dust. Instead, parts show up on the factory floor just in time to be put into a car, all triggered by a real customer order. This completely minimizes waste, slashes storage costs, and keeps them incredibly lean and competitive.
So here's the crucial point. For Toyota, it's not about cutting costs so much that quality starts to suffer. It's all about hitting maximum efficiency without ever compromising the excellence their brand is famous for. And that internal data compass is what lets them walk that fine line perfectly.
And that really brings us to the big takeaway from all of this. Having the data, it's essential. It's your ticket to the game. But data by itself doesn't actually do anything. Its real power is only unlocked when it's used to inform smart, forward-thinking strategy.
Which leaves us with a final thought to chew on. Toyota perfected this whole system on the factory floor, but where else could these ideas apply? You know, the principles of knowing your costs and then using that knowledge to guide your actions. Could it work in your own job, your personal budget, any system you want to improve? How can you start to master your own inner game?